Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, with 31 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. Busy sports weekend. Tulane and LSU both winners. Saints getting ready for their season opener. Football season is here. First with Tulane, the football game. They did what they were supposed to do. They beat a lower classification team, held them to 7 points, won by 27, so they passed their first test.
And you say, okay, they're supposed to beat them. Well, guess what? There were 8 FCS teams out there that didn't get it done this weekend. I should say FBS teams against FCS teams, the old 1A and 1AA, if you will. You know, and a lot of significant players went down. Kansas State, Oregon State, South Florida, Connecticut. So it's not a given. Tulane got the job done. The real story, the number that stands out from this game, turnovers. Tulane forced 6, didn't commit any. You got a +6 turnover margin. You're going to win about 99.9% of the time, and that's exactly what happened.
And they didn't really have to dig deep into the playbook to win the game, which I think is important. And then moving forward, South Alabama, a team that lost its opener at home 2:30 Saturday, is a team that they can beat.
Yeah, I mentioned those upsets by FCS teams. That was one of them. South Alabama lost on a last-second field goal to Southern Utah. So they will certainly come out with a little bit more of a vengeance. And you know, the old adage, you improve the most from week 1 to week 2. You'd like to think Tulane can do that as well. There's a lot of room for improvement. Certainly you would expect South Alabama to do the same.
Tulane moves on the field, and hopefully they move on from the uniforms. LSU, meanwhile, with a very impressive opener as they got it done against TCU. And really, this was a game that wasn't as close as the score. LSU didn't finish drives. They had a big turnover, gave up a kick return for a touchdown. In the final analysis, they dominated the game, dominated time of possession, dominated the line of scrimmage, got a very good performance from Zach Mettenberger and a killer performance from Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, let's not forget Odell Beckham either, who also had 100 yards. The first time in several years that LSU's had 2 100-yard receivers in the same game. Beckham also a factor in the kicking game, and a big kickoff return at a key time to help turn the field around, turn the momentum around a little bit for LSU. But you're right. I mean, this could have been a blowout. I mean, 3 times LSU was inside the 10-yard line and had to settle for field goals. If just 2 of those maybe turned into touchdowns, it's a 20-point game instead of a 10-point game. So
yeah. Don't fumble, don't give up the kick return, and win big against a team that's pretty good in TCU, but certainly not the match of LSU. Bottom line is, they passed their first test with flying colors, and now it should be, frankly, pretty easy sailing for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple, non-conference, easy games at home. Then Auburn comes calling on the 21st, and then is when it really starts to get tough, when you head between the hedges to take on Georgia.
Look forward to that. The New Orleans Saints, of course, pared their roster to 53, although they will continue to make adjustments in all likelihood. The Falcons, Sunday. What an opener. It doesn't get any better than this to face the biggest rival you have in your own division and the team that you, frankly, have to beat if you have aspirations to win anything this year.
Yeah, and I mentioned on a radio show over the weekend that this game is probably bigger for the Saints than it is for the Falcons because the game is played in New Orleans. You don't want to give up serve, at home, so to speak. And if you have aspirations of winning the division, you need to win this game. If the Saints lose this game, you're in essence 2 games behind in the division, because then you won't, not only you game behind, but you won't have the tiebreaker with your biggest rival and the team that's most likely to end up winning the division other than yourself.
The other story would be the number of rookies that make the team for the Saints, and it's not just draft picks, Lenny.
Yeah, 10 rookies, 6 undrafted free agents. I don't think anybody expected that coming in. We've seen a couple of guys, really show us some things during the course of camp, like Kyrie Robinson, like Glenn Foster, but 6, that was a little surprising at the end of the day, but it just goes to show you the job that Mickey Loomis and his group do in identifying these undrafted free agents, getting them to buy into the concept that it doesn't matter whether you're a first-round pick or a seventh-round pick or an undrafted free agent, you're going to get the same look when you come to New Orleans.
Yeah, Robinson, Foster, Cadet, and the like, they basically just forced their way onto this roster. They made it impossible for the Saints to get rid of them. Tanner as well, among others. So, again, credit to the Saints for uncovering these guys during the course of their evaluations. And, of course, from the standpoint of high school football, the regular season gets underway this week, and it gets underway with a bang. A lot of great games, including one on the Bayou that you'll be able to watch on WHNO Channel 20.
Yeah, we'll also have it live at SportsNola.com Friday night. Vanderbilt Catholic E.D. White was going to be in Thibodaux. Now it's going to be in Houma. Still doing some work on the field down there. A new turf surface going in at E.D. White. The weather's kind of hampered them a little bit. So changing sites on that one, but still we'll have the coverage of it Friday night at 7 live here on SportsNola.com. You can watch it on WHNO TV 20 Saturday at noon.
And, of course, our programming has started. Our football season programming, Sports Nola TV, was Monday night, 6 p.m. on WHNO Channel 20 each and every week. You can watch it again via SportsNola.com. We'll have it posted week to week. And, of course, we have Prep Recruiting Insider, which is ready to roll.
Yeah, debuts tonight, Tuesday night, 6 o'clock on WHNO. The Helen Cox Cougars, our spotlight team in Week 1. Coach Willie Brooks and several of his players on location this year, all season long at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale.
Which is very convenient for Helen Cox, I might add, and it's great, and it's a great place as well. And, of course, we have a new show as well, John Forcade's show, with Mike Detillier as analyst, and people will be able to see that and enjoy that, brought to you by Ray Brandt, and obviously this is one that people are going to enjoy.
Yeah, they will. Look ahead to the weekend, Thursday night, 6 o'clock. John and Mike, you'll get no shortage of opinions with those two guys in that show, and they'll provide some interesting insights, a look ahead to the Saints in college and everything else going on around Louisiana sports.
Enjoy the original, Ken Trahan's original 19th year debuts Friday night, 6 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM. Live video of the show right here at SportsNola.com with the best interactive, up-to-date scoreboard every single Friday night at SportsNola.com as well. That's Friday night starting at 6:05, running all the way through midnight, 6 hours of prep coverage. I'm tired talking about it.
You'll be more tired at midnight, I'm sure.
Yeah, I will. But we look forward to it. Lenny, a pleasure. Have a great week.
Yeah, we'll see you later this week to look ahead to the weekend.
Exactly. Hope you all had a great Labor Day as well. And that's our first NBC Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, 31 locations throughout the New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank. For Lenny, I'm Kenny. Have a great week, and God bless you.